Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do an updated eyebrow tutorial because all of my other eyebrow tutorials were, I don't know, I feel like the quality was not as good, and now since I have a better quality I wanted to do an updated one, and kind of because my routine kind of changes all the time. So I wanted to go ahead, and I was already in the process of getting ready, so I was like, might as well just show you guys how I do it now and in like a better quality. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let's get to it. So I went ahead and put my hair back. So I will forever use the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade. But this is what it looks like. It's like the Anastasia one, of course. And the same brush that I always use is the Japonesque ink gold brush. I think you can find these at Ulta. So it looks like this. You can see that. It just says Japonesque at the end, and then it has this kind of point on it. Toward like all of this is you have to have your dip brow like very soft. Like, you know how it always gets hard and dry? Like, okay, that's not the way to go with this. But I usually do all the time, literally every single time that I do this, I have to wet my dip brow. You can always get a Fix Plus. This is what I use all the time. Use it and then spray some in there. So you're just gonna go ahead and like, that's about it. A couple sprays. And if you can't really afford the Fix Plus, it's kind of a little bit more pricey, you could go ahead and use the Badescu spray. I have a lot of questions on how I keep it like this, so this is how I do it. I don't add any like baby oil or anything like that because I feel like my brows are just gonna like wipe off, and you don't want that. And then another key to all of this is when your brush is filled with so much product, and it can be from your powders and all that, you gotta clean it out. You really have to clean it out, because then you're not gonna have a precise clean eyebrow, and it's just gonna mess it all up. So I usually just use any baby wipes, but these are the ones I use. I don't know, they're called water wipes. I buy them at Walmart. So go ahead and get one of those, and I just clean the crap out of this. Like, I clean it till it's pretty thin and kind of like pinch your brush, like pinch your brush, so it can be like one, so that way you can create your hair like strokes. It's much easier. Okay, so I went ahead and zoomed you guys in, so I'll go up close and personal. Leave me alone with all my pores and my acne on my forehead and everywhere. But okay, this is for the girls and guys. I have very light brows. I always gonna have light brows, but I always start off by brushing it off. Brush off your brows, both of them, you know, both sides. And you can see this eyebrow gives me a harder time than this eyebrow. This eyebrow is like, you can straight up just see where to do it. The first thing that I do is I line the bottom of my eyebrow, like all this, like this. I line it, and then I work the product up. So on your brush, you're gonna go ahead and just kind of like work the product in there. Don't grab too much product either. I lined the bottom, but I lined the bottom half, like this half, and the back, like the whole basically tail part, because I kind of don't want to do this part the most. You want it to be the most hair-like. And the number one key is have your brows to be clean when you're doing your brows like this. Like, try to pluck out most of the hairs if you're trying to approach this look. If you're trying to approach a more bushy look, you can always just comb your hairs upward and then like do the hair like strokes to make them look more full. Okay, and then now you're gonna start working the product to the front. Once you get to this lower part, this is where I like to clean my brush again, because it starts to get chunky because of all the product that was already in there. So you're gonna wanna, you know, thin it out and then do it even more. And from that same product, you're gonna wanna push it upward. And then now is you're gonna turn your brush this way, and whatever product you have left on the brush, start flicking it. So you're gonna leave the bottom and just flick it. Flick, flick. You're gonna like use the tips of the brush and then like slowly like let it go. So that's what we have so far. And yeah, it's kind of rough right now, but you're gonna go ahead and clean it up later eventually. Anyway, we're gonna get the concealer. We're still gonna add some powder onto it, so don't even worry about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and speed this side up. Okay, so this is the brows that I ended up with. I did both of them. So the next step is we're gonna go ahead and grab a powder that I use to fill them in a little bit more. You can always just stop right here, which a lot of people can. I personally do not like stopping here because I like to set the pomade just in case, you know, it lasts longer throughout the day. That way if you do get oily around your T-zone or anything, it doesn't come off. That's just my preference. You don't have to follow it. I always go for 2 palettes for my powders, and it's always, you guys know from my previous routines, it's the Naked Basics palette, and then it's the Anastasia the Pro Brow palette. So I know a lot of people are not going to go ahead and buy this palette just for the sake of this color, but I love this color the most. So, and yes, I am talking a lot in this video because I really want to explain to you guys like everything that I do, then the process you guys can really learn and understand. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill this in. Okay, and then the last step to like most of this is the number 1 step that you guys need to understand. When I say concealer is the key to all this, it's the key. So you guys really need to conceal your brows. I mean, you don't have to if you're going for something like very bushy brows, natural brows. But I mean, I love concealer. For me, I love concealer because it really cleans your brows like no tomorrow. It cleans the crap out of your brows. Your brow can look horrible, but just cleaning them a little bit can make the biggest difference ever. And then not only that, if you have really light brows like I do and you want to go ahead and conceal, just put some concealer on the bottom. Even though you don't have any eyebrow product, it can make your like eyebrows look cleaner and actually a little bit darker. So that's what I learned from my like experience. So the brush that I use for my concealer is the Morphe E32 brush. It's like that, and then this is what the end looks like. It's dirty, don't judge me, but that's what it looks like. And then my favorite eyebrow concealer back then, you can use any concealer you want, but for some reason my go-to eyebrow concealer is the Amazing Cosmetics in light golden. Yes, they had sent me this quite a long time ago, and I really started to grasp on it. I like this one just for my eyebrows. I don't really like it for like your skin because it's very thick and a little bit sticky, so I don't really like it. But for your eyebrows, for some reason, it really works like nicely. So I stick to using this one. This is my go-to all the time. I'm gonna go ahead and be giving away one of these. I think it's these. It's like a whole like 3 concealers that they had sent me a long time ago, but you guys could go ahead and win that. But go ahead and follow me at Yoshijocy, you know what I'm saying. So the same thing, same technique goes in with this. You're gonna go ahead and clean it off. I always clean it off, but for some reason make sure not to like wet it too much. Like you can go ahead and play around with it on your hand because then it kind of starts to separate your foundation and your concealer, so you don't want that. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and conceal. You're gonna warm this up. I kind of like to play around with it on my hand, like that way you can warm it up. And I don't really like to use so much concealer. Okay, but we're gonna go ahead and start at the end and just like really work it in. And then I like to slide it and then bring it down. That way it gives it the illusion of a cleaner brow. Okay, so as you can see, like it makes a difference. Like it makes your brow look very clean. I do not like concealing the top of my brow because it makes it look even more sharp and like than what it is, and I don't want it to look like that. So I usually just leave the top alone. So basically this is my video on how I do my eyebrows for like the 30th time, but I think it's like a third video that I've done. But I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you actually learned something from this video, because that's like the whole point that I do these videos, is for you guys to learn out of them. For once, like I get a lot of questions, and number one question I also get is, do you go and do your eyebrows? Where do you go do your eyebrows? I do not go. I do not trust anyone with my eyebrows anymore. The last time I've done my eyebrows was probably like 3 years ago that I've actually gone to go and thread them. It's like, girl, what are you gonna thread? I only have like 3 hairs. Like, there's no point. I only just let them get like cleaned up, like from the bottom. I do it myself. I just pluck it out, keep the same shape. That way they can stay like the same. You know, I noticed a lot of people back then, or what I used to say is my shape is gone. But I don't know, I think it's just like up to you. If you have more fuller brows than I do, then you can go ahead and go get them done. But for me, there's no point. Go follow me on my social medias. They're all at Yoshijocy, I believe. I'm gonna leave those down there too. And then go ahead and leave down comments of any questions that you guys have. I'm gonna have more videos coming soon, and I have a whole plan, and I hope I'm gonna share that video with you. So I'm not sure if it's actually gonna go up. I'm still debating on it, but I think all of you guys that have stayed by my side, it's 22,500 something of you guys. So that's a pretty long way for me. It's a great journey so far. So thank you guys so much, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and have a great day or night wherever you are.